Hello all, welcome to another quick learning. Today we're going back to CodeSignal to work on the database SQL coding exercises. If you're joining this in the middle of the playlist, I'll go ahead and put a link down below so you can start from the first video if you wish. Otherwise, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to the arcade and I'm going to databases. So we're in the section join us at the table. So this is about database joins. We finished the company employees, now we're going to work on the scholarships distribution. So in the past, straight A students have gotten scholarships to reward them for their excellent grades. This year, though, there has been an increase in the number of detentions given to excellent students. So the administration is going to change the rules. In order to encourage the levels of misbehavior to go down, only well-behaved students will be awarded with scholarships this year. Information from the straight A students is stored in the table candidates, and information about all the detentions is stored in the table detentions. Here are their structures. So you've got a candidate's ID, which is the unique candidate ID and the candidate name. Then you have a detention date and the student ID. So this ID is the same as the candidate ID in this table. Your task is to figure out what students should get the scholarships this year. Given the candidates and detentions table, return a table with a single student ID column containing the IDs of the students who should get scholarships. Students from the candidates table who have never gotten a detention. The ideas of the students in the resultant table should be sorted in ascending order. Okay. So this is what the candidates table is, just a unique identifier here and the candidate's name. The detention is the detention date and that student ID, candidate ID. So they just want the students that have not had detentions. So this guy is out because he's in the detention table. 35 is fine because he's not in the detentions table. 44 has a detention, so on. Okay. Alright, so all they want is in the output student ID. So we're going to select from candidates table, candidate ID, and then we're going to call it student ID. So we're giving it the alias student ID. So we have two tables here. We've got the candidates table, and then we're doing a left join to the detentions. So what's going to happen is all the candidates from the candidates table are going to be in the table, but only detention records where it joins will be there. So if, for example, number 35 does not have a detention, so what's going to happen when you join this is it's just going to be null any detention information that you bring in. So we're left joining to the detentions, and we're doing that on the candidate ID from the candidates table and the student ID from the detentions table. And the way we're going to see if they do not have any detentions is if the student ID is null. So when we join these, if the student ID from the detentions table is null, then we'll know that they don't have any detentions. Otherwise, it would populate the same ID as the candidate ID. And then we just have to order that by the candidate ID in ascending order because that's the sorting that they wanted. So if we run that, we get the correct answer. And if we just look at like the second example here, so number 2 is 1 because number 2 doesn't have any detentions. They don't have any student ID of 2 in the detentions table. Let's see, 11 is the next one, 18, 27, 37, 42. Looks like 97. Looks like none of these students had any detentions. So they all show up in the resulting table. If we look at this, you'll see that 21 has a detention, 43 has a detention. So when you join it, you would have the candidate ID here, and then from the detentions table it would join with 21 here, and it'll actually give you a second line with 21 here as well, if you don't filter those out. Alright, hope you guys were able to follow along with that, and I hope you join me for future videos. Thank you very much.